And at that point, I realized, what's the hurry? I'm a little bit scared now. And so I started to do, if that's the tunnel, and I've walked in there with you, if that means I'm saying yes, then I'm like, I'm backing up a little bit. I don't want to go there just now. So they're like, well, what's wrong? Let's go, you know? And then I said, well, I have a question. Okay. And I said, what's this going to do to my relationship with Jesus Christ? Can I still be friends with Jesus? Today, this seems like a really dumb question. But it wasn't a dumb question to me then. I actually thought that it would be possible for me to go with them, be a rock star, have a great life, and bring Jesus along, you know? Because everything I'd ever done in my life up to then, I did with Jesus. I grew up going to church. I was a Lutheran. I was a good Lutheran. I was confirmed, you know. At some point, I can't remember exactly. I think it was in junior high when I got confirmed, so that would have been in my past already. And I always went to church. I always prayed. I knew Jesus to be a very good friend. And I didn't want to abandon him if there was any way that he could come with me. So I asked him, just simple. I mean, that's the first question that came to my mind before I go in there with him. I just wanted to know that. Can I still be friends with Jesus? And he got very serious, the leader. He stopped, and instead of, you know, walking beside me with his arm around my shoulder or whatever, at this point, he stops, and he gets squared off with me, and he looks real serious. And he says, no, I got to tell you the truth. If you go with us today, that relationship will end right now. All ties to Jesus have to end. You cannot be friends with us and friends with him. And at that point, I said, well, then I don't think I want to do it then. And this is the first time that he began to get kind of rough with me. And he got angry. And he said stuff like, I'm offering you your dream here. What's he ever going to do for you? You know, you think Jesus is going to ever let you be a rock star? You think he's ever going to let you do your dream? You know, I'm offering you your dream here, he kept saying. And stuff like that. And so they got kind of rough with me. And at that moment, something else happened that was very significant. I noticed that the stupor that I mentioned earlier, that kind of drunken buzz that had been over me this whole time, seemed to break. And for the first time, I really could see clearly what was happening, or feel like. And then I was realizing, you know, what has that to do with me, is kind of the feeling that came over me. I was like, I don't belong with you guys. I don't want to go with you guys. And at least not now. I wasn't sure forever, but at least for today, I'm not going. There's no way I'm going in that tunnel. And I knew that they couldn't force me. That was what was interesting. They couldn't pick me up and drag me in. I had to walk in with them out of an act of my will. It had to be my will. They couldn't violate my will. They could influence me. They could tell me any lie they wanted to. They could tell me how great it's going to be. But they couldn't force me. It had to be my will. And so I just, right then, I became clear-headed, and I became, there's nothing in the world that's going to get me. If I have to leave Jesus. And my thought was this: Jesus has never done anything bad to me. He's never lied to me. He's never been mean to me. He's never been crooked or evil to me. He's always been good to me. What little I knew about him. And I knew him in a personal way from a very young age. My mom's convinced I was, you know, saved at 4 years old, if not sooner. I knew Jesus at a very young age. And so I was like, not going to abandon Jesus just over this. I wanted to at least give him a chance to tell me his side of this. Because he told me right at the beginning of the experience, you can shake yourself out of this and end it right now. And it'll go away and stuff. And I was sort of putting him on hold long enough to find out what this was all about, but I was not ready to abandon him altogether and just say, sorry Jesus, I'm going with these guys. So when that became, no, you can't go with, you can't bring Jesus along, then I was, okay, then I'm not going, at least not for now. I don't know about, you know, forever, but for right now I'm not going. Well, that began a new tactic. This guy began to say, like a salesman who was losing a sale, he began to hit me up a different way. He said, okay, hang on, just no, don't go so fast. He got nervous, you know. And he said, okay, what if I offered you this? What if you went with us now, and try it out for a while. You don't have to make any commitments. It doesn't have to be permanent. Just try it out. You just see what, see how you like it. And then, if later on you decide that it's not for you, no hard feelings. You're free to go. Go back to Jesus, And I thought, yeah, you're full of it. I just said there's no way that would work. I just didn't believe him. I mean, his words were like, I saw him as a different person. I mean, up to this point, I thought he was my friend, and I wanted to please him. But when he said, you can't be friends with us and Jesus, it's like something changed, and I understood he's not my friend. He's lying to me, and I don't think I need to please him. And then I understood his change in tactic to be, it was almost like anger was coming through. And he was trying to be, no, I'm still your friend. Look at it. You better sign up or else. And I was scared now. I'm like, I'm not going with it. I'm stepping back. I'm like, get me out of here. And so, as soon as he said that, and he saw that I wasn't going to change my mind, they sort of like gave the impression like, well, this isn't over. But they left very quickly. They ran, the four of them. They didn't walk. They didn't disappear. They ran into that tunnel without me, and the tunnel sort of disappeared and was gone. And then I'm back in the room, which I never really left, but I mean, I was seeing all this. And I'm standing there, and at that point is when the song, the 4 minutes, 10 seconds, whatever it is, song, ended. And I stood there, and I came out of the trance thing. I took the needle off. I didn't want to hear anymore. And I stood there just amazed at what had just happened.